You promised yourself you would never end up in a relationship like your mother's. So why does it feel like you're living the same story with a different man? You watched women who loved deeply, accepted less than they deserved, and called it love. Somewhere inside yourself, you made a promise. That will never be me. But years later, you found yourself asking, how did I end up here? Different man, the same emotional pattern. The hardest part isn't realizing you're in the wrong relationship. The hardest part is realizing it feels familiar. What if your choices didn't begin when you started dating? What if they began while you were still learning what love was? Your first lessons about relationships didn't come from experience. They came from observation. Every woman who shaped your understanding of love was teaching you something. Not just through what she said, but through what she accepted as normal. Without realizing it, you were learning what you believed love required. If love always looked like sacrifice, you believed sacrifice belonged in love. If affection had to be earned, you believed love had to be earned too. Long before you ever chose a partner, your heart had already been taught what to recognize as love. That's why so many women repeat the very relationships they promised themselves they would never have. Not because they're weak, not because they're broken, because they're conditioned. Your nervous system doesn't automatically choose what's healthiest. It naturally moves toward what's familiar. That's why healthy love can feel unfamiliar, while unhealthy love can feel strangely comfortable. Not because it's better, because it's recognizable. That's why what feels like chemistry is sometimes just recognition. Familiar pain can feel safer than unfamiliar peace. The first relationship blueprint wasn't your choice. It was your inheritance. But it doesn't have to become your future. The moment you recognize the pattern, you stop confusing familiarity with love. Every painful relationship leaves you with one gift: clarity. It teaches you what real love will never ask you to sacrifice. Maybe the women before you lived with the only definition of love they were ever shown. Maybe no one taught them anything different, but that doesn't have to become your story. Heal what was inherited. Redefine what love means. Because you don't change your life by finding better love. You change your life by becoming someone who no longer mistakes pain for love. And when what feels like love changes, your future changes with it.